there's no starting with Jimmy Rogers. I mean, he's a classic legend of El Paso, legend of this community, what he's done for us, not to mention the Sun Bowl, not to mention the things, but what he's done for the other parts of El Paso, bringing people to El Paso, enjoying what they do, having them come here and appreciate and love the city for what it is. And you know, El Paso has one game, and that's a big game. That's the Sun Bowl. And there's people like Jimmy Rogers, who's done not only for our game, but for the community, for hospitals, for all organizations. I see his name and his figure every place I go, and it's so good for me, being born and raised here in El Paso, to finally meet Jimmy and then grow to spend and be one of his best friends for over 50 years. And it's phenomenal. My heart is broken every time that I can't take him with me on one of the trips and do the things that I've done. But a classic thing is I'll never ever forget is when a moment with Jimmy Rogers, and he and I were standing on the field on 2010, 2011, I can't remember right now. And we had Notre Dame in Miami. We were standing on the field, and Notre Dame comes running out of that tunnel, and Jimmy looks at me and goes, "Fulmer, do you ever think that you would see this in your life?" And I said, "No, but how about this other team right behind them? Notre Dame in Miami, you know, in El Paso, Texas, to have that done." And the work that Jimmy did, and the reason that we're with CBS is because Jimmy did the work and established it. And of course, it's a mentor of mine, a mentor of everybody in this community. He's a great guy. I love Jimmy dearly. I miss not being around him, for what he's done for this community and what he's done for all the people in El Paso is just phenomenal.
Hi, Jimmy, or should I say hi, Mr. El Paso, Mr. Sun Bowl, Mr. Hospitals of Providence. You deserve and have earned all of those titles. It's been great knowing you. I appreciate all you've done for me and getting me involved in the hospital business. I love serving on the board of the Hospitals of Providence with you and the rest of the gang. And they're going to miss you. I know they are, because you have been invaluable to the hospital and all that they do. You've also been invaluable to the city of El Paso. Everybody owes you a debt of gratitude for your championship of not just the city, but the Sun Bowl and everything that goes with it. I'm looking forward to seeing you in this year's Sun Bowl parade when you're the Grand Marshal.
Hi, Jimmy. It's Gina Rowe Davis. I had the honor of sitting on the founding governing board of the Hospitals of Providence Eastside campus. And I would have never had that privilege of sitting on that board if it wasn't for your vision for our city and understanding its growth potential. I just have to say thank you for loving our city and believing in its potential.
Hey Jimmy, I'm speaking on behalf of the entire Sun Bowl Association when I thank you for everything that you've done for this city and especially for the Sun Bowl Association. We all know that you're the one that brokered the deal with CBS, and because of that, CBS has televised the Sun Bowl game 54 consecutive years, second only to the Masters on the same network. And it was you who brokered this deal, and they allow CBS to showcase the city of El Paso in a very positive way.
Jimmy, it's your old buddy, Vern Lundquist. I just want to take this chance to say hi to you. We first met in 1988 at the Sun Bowl, of course. We became dear, dear friends over the years. So many trips, so many fascinating people, so many guests. And one of my treasured memories of my time spent with you in El Paso was when I was inducted, along with Terry Donahue, the UCLA coach, in the Sun Bowl Legends Hall of Fame. And I still have the cowboy boots. And I'm not by nature a cowboy, but I have them and they're freshly polished. And I see them in my closet every time I enter. I just wanted to wish you all the best and let you know I love you and I'm thinking about you.
Hello, friends, and all you El Pasoans. It's Jim Nance of CBS. I just want to pass along a message to a very dear friend of mine and yours, and that would be the one and only Jimmy Rogers. I know he has served in so many ways to the Hospitals of Providence and El Paso. It typifies who he is. Such a big part of the community and such a generous heart. I had the gift of 7 years calling the Sun Bowl on CBS in some capacity. One year I was so ill on the eve of the game that Jimmy shepherded me all around town and gave me some medical treatment, and I was actually able to do the broadcast the next day. He's one of the dearest, kindest friends I've ever had in my 37 years now at CBS, and I wish our paths crossed more often. Jimmy, you know how I feel about you. I love you. Thank you for what you've done for the hospital, and thank you for what you've done for El Paso. There's no one like you, and I love you very deeply. All the best.
Jimmy, this is Rick, and it's just my absolute honor to be able to share some thoughts about your extraordinary leadership, not only in our community, but with just your mentorship of myself and all the things you've done to make El Paso such a better place. I look back on our days together serving on the tenant slash Hospitals of Providence and all the different names of the board over time. You asked me to join this board as you asked me and pushed me on so many boards early in my career. Coming on the board in the middle 1990s, I look back and you were the board's real thought leader. Your vision with Mark Fry's execution drove first the expansion of Sierra, then the Providence acquisition. I can remember Tom Cassidy and yourself, you're taking Cassidy and Trevor Federer driving around the loop out by Edgemere, where there was nothing but sand dunes, and saying, imagine we have a hospital here, and today it's the fastest, and it has been, the fastest growing zip code in El Paso County. And it's been a great success there. I can remember the dark days with you, where we had to go in front of Commissioner's Court with John Harris to explain the headlines in the El Paso Times, and the deep respect that those commissioners had for you when you stepped into court. Sent a real message. And then something obviously dear to my heart, when we were looking at another West Side expansion at Trans Mountain, your support with Eric Evans really made it happen with Texas Tech. So throughout these 30 plus years, your leadership at Tenant and the Hospitals of Providence has been extraordinary. So on behalf of so many people in this community, thank you so much for what you've done. You're such a personal, close friend. You pushed me and really set the bar for everything I wanted to achieve in my life, and you've been a role model and a mentor to so many people.
Best of luck, Jimmy.
I love you, Jimmy.
Thank you, Jimmy.
All the best.
So long, dear friend. See you later.
Thank you and congratulations.